should have learnt not to let a young bloke go first. But I must say my heart is warmed and deeply touched by this presentation. And I want to acknowledge, Neil, your thoughtful, if secretive, consideration in making this presentation before a whole group of my fellow colleagues in plain language, both from Australia and from overseas. Because I think the high characteristic of plain language practice has been the camaraderie, the friendship, the open willingness to share ideas, to work together, our commitment to make the documents as clear as we can for the people of our communities. It's been a great privilege working with you and to always have that feeling. I've had it here in my own country. With Peter, of course, we've had 18 years of struggling together on legal documents, wonderful times, blending our different skills, not worrying about persons, but worrying always about the documents. And I found the same as I went overseas. 1979, I met Martin Cutts. And later on in that year, I also met Jenny Reddish. And they both put on the table all that they were doing for me to share, and then asked me to share ours. And we kept on doing things that over the years we have continued to work. And I think of the people like Gail Dijkstra in Canada, Barbro Sunden in Stockholm, how wonderful it has been to work with these people. I mentioned just a couple to show the spread. It's everywhere. Elsie Sear in Singapore, and it's the same attitude. Because James Barry once said that behind every man who breathes is a loving, adoring wife. And I've also had that contribution. Muriel has been a great consultant, an official consultant for me. Often I would take out documents and she would comment on them from her own business practice, using the terms of business: dull, not lively enough, clear it up, clean it up for these people. And that was a great steeling of my nerve so that I could face the slings and arrows of cantankerous lawyers in this. And the second thing I'd like to say about our work, and we need to remind ourselves of this, it's very satisfying. We are helping to preserve the rights of people, to protect them, to bring them enlightenment, understanding, edification. We think of those engineers and scientists who've been so pleased to have instructional manuals that they can help. You think of the times you're walking down the street and someone will comment to you, when are you going to bring out part 2 of the corporations law? When are you going to bring out a new section in the thing? Hurry up and get on with it. We know that it is appreciated. And let's be frank, there's the fun of the work that we do. You know, all the howlers that we come across when we look at documents, and then we send them around to each other and buoy ourselves up, you know, with these. There was a practitioner in Great Britain, a friend, who sent me one. He'd been walking in a village in England, and he came across a repair shop, and in the window there was the sign, "We repair anything. Knock hard on the door as the bell is broken." And I was in New Zealand on a project with the Law Reform Commission, and Ken Keith, who later became a judge on the High Court, was then the commissioner, and one evening he said, after work, "Oh, come on, I want to show you a sign." And he took me down and into a laneway in Wellington, and there on a garage of a block of flats, there was this sign, "No parking at any time, day or night." They really speak clearly in New Zealand. And I do hope you've all been enjoying yourselves in Australia. I hope you've realised how advanced we are here. Oh, sure, you may have your life insurance policies in your own countries, but here we have life after death insurance policies also. An insurance company recently wrote to the estate, the estate of the late, I'll change the name, John Brown. "Thank you for your letter. We note that you have died and no longer wish to renew your insurance. Shall you require further insurance in the future, please do not hesitate to contact us." And as a man who speaks plainly, I swear that was actually sent out. But thank you all for this gift. It's a surprise. I will honour it. I will always cherish this evening here with you. I've retired now, but the interest and support of our cause will always be with me. And I wish you continued camaraderie, satisfaction and joy in your work.